Hey guys, welcome back. Right, just been sorting all my lure gear out, tidying everything up, putting lures in the specific compartments and whatnot. Now, I've just thought I'm going to do a quick video on the top 5 things that I think pike anglers, predator anglers, but mainly pike anglers, should carry. This is aimed more at novices. The experienced anglers will probably go, really? But the novices out there that are just getting into it, 5 things that you really should be carrying on you. Number 1. Long nose pliers or forceps. Personally, I prefer the pliers. I'll go into why in a minute. But the reason being, it's pretty self-explanatory. Pike have extremely sharp teeth. They've got an anticoagulant on them as well. So if you get nicked by one, it's going to bleed a lot. Always advisable to have these to hand. I always leave mine on the unhooking mat, so they're there. I know where they are. These are about 12-inch. I think these ones are 10-inch, but these have also got a slider on them. So when you open them up, that little groove there, that little loop thing, slides down the wire trace. Saves you messing around trying to dig around. Prefer the pliers because they're sturdier. You can get a better grip. You can hold them tighter. They've got the little wire cutters on there, so if you ever do need to cut a hook because you can't get it out, it's just a case of snip, done. I've had these probably 8 or 10 years. They look battered, but they do still do the job. That's number 1. Number 2. Number 2 is an adequate landing net. Pike are a deceptively long fish. You know, you get a 6-pound pike, it might be 2.5 foot long. So it's always advisable to have a good sized landing net. Now this corum here, believe it or not, is 36 inches from my thumb to where it says corum there. But it's also very deep. Plenty big enough. But I've also got a 42-inch, is it 42 or 46? I can't remember, specimen net. I mean, you can see how big that is. There's not a pike in this country that won't fit in that net. I've had catfish in it to 22 pounds, so I know it's big enough. But they are a deceptively long fish, so it's always advisable to have a good sized landing net. You can cuff them. I wouldn't recommend it unless you're experienced and comfortable doing so. The gill rakers can get you, the teeth can get you, and any treble hooks that might be flying around. If the pike's just hooked in the mouth, it's going to get you in the hand. So it's always better to use a good sized landing net. Number 3. Number 3 is a good size unhooking mat. I've got 2. I've got this beast here that's 56 inches from corner to corner. I use this for my catfishing a lot as well. And I've also got this smaller one. This smaller one, 2 seconds, isn't ideal, but if I'm roving and I'm moving around a lot, it folds out to about that big, so it's ideal for moving around. As I said, pike are a very long fish, so it's always worth remembering that when you're picking an unhooking mat. To be fair, this one's seen better days. It's quite thin. It needs refilling. It's quite old as well, but it's better than nothing. Failing that, if you do happen to forget your unhooking mat, soft grass. It's not advisable, but it's better than nothing. You know, fish care is paramount really when you think about it. Number 4. Number 4, a good flask. Now, believe it or not, this Stanley is 26 years old. You can tell because it's got the date on the bottom. I can't quite find it at the moment, but it is there. These flasks, these Stanley flasks in particular, normally the green, you can just about see the colour there. They've got a lifetime guarantee. They're absolutely outstanding flasks. Now, like I said, this flask's 26 years old, and it keeps drinks warm for probably 8 hours. It's absolutely outstanding bit of kit. They do retail for around £30 sterling. I wouldn't know what that is in dollars, but it's about 30 quid. Absolutely life-saving bit of kit when you're on the bank and it's freezing cold and you need a drink. You know, not only does a warm drink, it'll help boost your confidence and morale on the worst of days, especially if you adhere to the pike season, which runs in the UK from October to March. You're going to be fishing through some pretty shitty weather. So it's always good to have a nice hot drink, tea, coffee, whatever you want. And the best thing to do is get a good flask to keep them drinks in. Number 5. Number 5 is a good rucksack or box. Now, I use a rucksack. I use the Corum roving sack, which is this. It keeps everything, all my gear, in it, nice and neat. Like my tripod for filming, my bank sticks. I can keep all my rigs in a Pringles tub, which you've seen before. In that side, tackle boxes in there. Good thing about this is it just fastens straight to the chair as well, so it's always on the back of the chair. Great for roving around, great for keeping comfy, and it is a pretty light setup as well. It is more for the roving angler. You know, if you're moving from peg to peg to peg, I couldn't recommend getting one of these highly enough. Or certainly something similar. You can get rucksacks with built-in chairs. Personally, I don't like them. The chairs aren't comfy and the bags aren't big enough. But even if you're static, use a box. Keeps everything to hand, you know exactly where it is. That's number 5. A couple of honourable mentions that I'm going to mention. Anyway, a couple of honourable mentions that are worth keeping in mind. Again, if you are new to pike angling, might be worth having a look at these as well. A first aid kit. Now, again, I know some of the more experienced anglers are going to be like, really? But like I said, if you get nicked by a pike's tooth, they've got an anticoagulant in them. It's going to take a hell of a long time to bleed, and they do hurt. Basic first aid kit. Now, I personally don't carry a first aid kit. The only time I'll take one is if I'm going up the Highlands of Scotland and I'm miles from help. It's always worth bearing in mind. Plasters, small bandages, that sort of thing. Adequate clothing as well. Now, I've got several pairs of boots that I wear. At the moment, I've got some walking trainers on. These boots here are Carrymore SF Special Forces boots. They are designed for temperatures down to something like -40 or something ridiculous. They look battered, but they're absolutely unreal boots. I've never had my feet go cold in these, and I've fished in some pretty cold conditions. They do need a clean, I know, but they're excellent. Autumn time, just walking along the rivers or whatever, Carrymore rock hoppers. Again, they're waterproof, they're warm, they've got some good tread on them. I've got some Chubb ones as well, they're in the back of the car. They're alright, they're more summer boots though. You've also got to think about jackets. Now, I've got this Jack Wolfskin jacket that Erica got me for my birthday. It's an absolute amazing bit of kit. It's not particularly warm. It's not like a thermal jacket, but it's windproof and it is waterproof. I've also got some bib brace somewhere that they're not particularly waterproof. They need redoing, re-waterproofing, but they're warm. So it's always worth remembering that, especially if you like I said, you adhere to the pike season. You're fishing in the middle of winter. You want to be warm and comfy. There's nothing worse than being sat on the side of the venue, freezing cold, shivering away, wet. There's no need for it, not in this day and age. So get yourself some good clothing, some good waterproofs, and some good boots. The other thing with boots is if you are, you know, a roving angler and you're moving around, you need comfy footwear. You're going to spend more time on your feet than you are anything else. So good, solid boots, I think, are a must. So yeah, that's 5 things and a couple of honourable mentions that I'd always keep on me. I do always keep on me when I'm out pike fishing. Like I said, it is aimed more at novices that are just, you know, just getting into pike angling. And you can alter it to how you see fit as well. I mean, a lot of places I fish, I don't carry a net. I cuff pike, and I unhook them in the water. And I used to do that. I did that for years, especially before smartphones and you was taking pictures of your fish. It was literally just a case of unhooking them in the water, having a quick look, letting them go. Yeah, the less time you handle the fish, really, the better. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. We're well on our way to 1,500 subscribers, so I'm dead chuffed with that. Thank you all for that. Don't forget to share, like the button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much.